What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this very quick conversation about Britney Spears. So, some footage has been released of Britney's interaction with her sons. Evidently, they were having some type of disagreements, and her sons had recorded her. And for some reason, her ex husband, Kevin Federline, decided to release these videos to the public. So, I don't know if they're having some type of a custody battle or exactly why Kevin Federline decided to make these private moments public. So, I understand. I've been a fan of Britney Spears ever since she came out with Hit Me Baby One More Time. I remember exactly where I was and what I was doing the first time that I ever saw that video. So I've been a fan since day one. And I understand that Britney has been dealt with a very difficult hand. She's been victimized by the industry. She claims that she's been victimized by her family. So she's had a very difficult road, to be uh in the spotlight and to go through the difficulties that she's gone through and to still be here with us. It's absolutely amazing and a miracle. So let's just get that out of the way. And I also understand that this weird conservatorship that her family had her under truly affected her in so many ways. It affected her financially, legally, personally. It affected her in so many different ways. And it also, I think, interfered with her being able to parent her children the way that she wanted to. Because my understanding is from a very young age, ever since the boys were really, really young, her ex-husband, Kevin Federline, had custody of the kids, and she was only allowed supervised visitation. And I think it was supervised by some type of conservator or monitor, because in one of the videos, she refers to a monitor being there during her children's visit. And I think this was when they were a whole lot younger, like 11, 12 years old. Now that they're 15 and 16, when they go see her, I'm not sure if a monitor is still there or what. I don't know. So in one particular video, I think this video was when they were younger, like 11, 12 years old. She wants to moisturize their face. They don't want it. And so they're kind of like having a little tiff, between parent and child. And what struck me was when she said to her children, "You all better start respecting me, start treating me like a woman with worth. I am a woman." And her choice of the word woman to me kind of resonated with me, because I was like, why would she say woman instead of mother? Like, why wouldn't she say, start respecting me, I am your mother, do as I say, etc.? But she uses the word woman. And it made me wonder if Britney Spears really doesn't see herself as a mother, not consciously, but subconsciously, doesn't really see herself as a mother to these children, because this conservatorship and the ex-husband and all of these rules that were put in place with every little thing that she could and couldn't do, all of that stuff probably really interfered with her bonding with her children, which takes me to, let's go back about, I don't know, 15, 16 years. I remember there was a photo of Britney Spears when her first child was just a baby, probably, I mean, still in diapers, 6 months old or younger. And there was this photo of Britney Spears on an escalator with her nanny, and the nanny was holding the baby. And Britney Spears had nothing in her hands. She wasn't holding anything, but she was leaning up against the banister of the escalator, and the nanny was standing next to her, kind of like facing her a little bit and holding this baby. And Britney Spears the look on her face, the expression on her face was like complete detachment. Like, she just looked so detached from these people, from her child and her child's caretaker. She just had a look up, and look, I understand that a lot could have gone on before the photo, a lot could have gone on after the photo, and whoever took the photo probably took it for the purpose of putting her in a bad light. Like, she just seemed like not really caring, and like, kind of like it made you wonder, why wouldn't she be holding her child? There's the nanny is there, but she's also there, so why wouldn't she be holding her own child at the mall? So I'm taking all of that into consideration, but I do remember looking at that picture and thinking to myself, wow, she looks really like completely disconnected from her kid. And that's what it looked like to me. putting that to the side, because who knows? Okay, that was just one little photograph. Who knows what was going on before and after? But when she was confronting her children about this whole lotion thing, and she referred to herself as a woman, I thought to myself, maybe because of the fact that she wasn't able to raise her children, or wasn't able to spend as much time with them as she could have wanted, she never really saw herself as a mother to these kids. And she also talks about how, because she wrote a long post, I think on her Instagram, I'm not sure where, and I read this post, and she talks about how when her children would come over to her home, number one, she complained about that they only would come 2 days a week, and then after that, they were coming like 1 day a week, and then after that, they told her, her kids told her that they were going to start spending less and less time with her, but she didn't really go into as far as why. And she talks about how when her kids come over to her home, they go straight to their bedroom. They don't come out to spend any quality time with her. And the monitor told her that, hey, they just want to be alone. So it seems like there's just this really huge detachment between her and her children. And Britney Spears posts a lot on her Instagram, a little bit too much, right? But you don't see like a ton of pictures of her with her children. There are some, but there's not like a whole bunch. And you would think that as much as she puts her life out there, and as much as, as many photos as she takes and videos as she takes, you would think that you would see a decent amount of pictures of her and her children. But there's like this huge disconnection between her and her kids. Now, the second video, I think it's when they're like 15, 16 years old. It's a little bit more recent. She's having an argument with her sons because one of them went into a store or some establishment without any shoes, and it really bothered her. So she took away his phone. That was her punishment for him. He couldn't use his phone because he was barefoot outside in some establishment. And her kids were arguing with her, kind of like, why is that such a big deal? Why would you take away my phone because I want to walk around barefoot? And for Britney, it was just like, it was like such a faux pas to do that. I was like, absolutely, people don't do that. They don't walk around outside barefoot. So, and that interaction as well. And of course, we all argue with our children. It's nothing unusual that she's arguing with her children. And I guess there's nobody there to record when they are having, more positive moments. For whatever reason. So I understand that, but I don't know what the motive is behind these videos. And it does make it look like she's sort of like disconnected from her children, or that there's some type of a strain in their relationship. And I don't blame Britney. I don't blame Britney at all. If there is a strain in the relationship between her and her sons, I blame it totally on the conservatorship. I blame it on the people around her. I blame it on this crazy industry that she's in. And maybe even there's some blame to put on Kevin Fairline. I don't know. So there's a lot of factors that go into how she became the mother that she is. But I do think it was very strange that she called herself, or she referred to herself as a woman. Like she wants her children to respect her as a woman, which is weird, but not as a mother, which would make more sense. So that was just, my observation of that video. I didn't understand why she referred to herself that way. And so, and then in her post, in a really long, I think, Instagram post, she referred to her children as those kids. Not once did she refer to them as my children, my kids, my sons, my boys. She referred to them as those kids in that really long post. And she just talks about the lack of she just talks about how the people around her, kind of just basically interfered with her being the mother that she wanted to be. And it's just really sad. It is so sad, because I remember when I first heard about her kids, when I first heard about Kevin Federline having custody of the children and Britney only having supervised visits, I remember thinking to myself, that's really crazy that Britney Spears can only have supervised visits with her children. But then on the other hand, you had someone like Courtney Love. And we know the history of Courtney Love and how chaotic her life was back in the day when her daughter was very young. But Courtney Love, like, no one interfered with her parental rights. she had her daughter, she kept her daughter, and I know that there was some issues there, but no one came and took her daughters away from her. But with Britney Spears, she lost full custody of her kids, and you kind of wonder like how in the world or why would that even happen? We understand, she was struggling back then. There was that whole incident with her shaving her head and trying to break the window of a car with an umbrella or something. She's really been through it. Britney has been through it, but you would have thought that as she had gotten into recovery and gotten better and her children had gotten older, that there would have been some adjustments to the visitation where she would have had more time with her kids. Like I said, I'm not blaming her at all. A lot went into her life, a lot went into making her who she is, and it's just really sad all the way around. Yeah, it's just really sad. So I was just wondering, like, why would she refer to herself as a woman instead of as a mother when she was talking to her boys? That was just my 2 cents. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. On your way out, don't forget to rate the video if you like this content, subscribe, and I'll definitely talk to you later. Bye.